I am an illustrator in 12-step recovery. I use the name 12Drawings. If you are in a 12-step program or are familiar with the literature, you know that in the middle of step 9, the author, Bill Wilson, describes 12 promises in connection with the 9th step of recovery. And I took each of those 12 promises and I made one illustration of a key word from each of those. And to understand what that key word meant to Bill Wilson, the author, I actually looked at a Webster's dictionary that was published during the time that he was working on getting sober. It's a 1930s dictionary to understand his 1930s writing. The promise was a short one. We will know peace. We will know peace. Everybody knows what peace means, right? Well, I looked it up in that 1934 dictionary, and here's what it says. Peace, noun, a pact or agreement to end hostilities or to come together in amity. I understood most of those words. A pact and agreement are two similar things. It's just agreeing to do something. To end hostilities, I think I understand that. Or to come together in amity. Now, I had to look up amity. It means a friendly relationship. So either ending hostilities or starting a friendly relationship. In doing this illustration, I really had to think about it because the part about saying peace is not just a positive thing, but peace is actually something that arrives when something really negative ends. It's the end of war. It's not simply the absence of war. Peace is what comes when the war ends. Now, I happen to know in the olden days when more people carried swords in war, the way that one side would surrender to the other side was to draw their own sword, but instead of pointing the sharp end at the enemy that they were surrendering to, they would turn the sword around and hold it by the blade and offer the handle towards who they were surrendering to. And the other side would understand this was a gentleman's agreement among warriors, that when someone offers you their sword by the handle, they have given up the fight. What does this promise mean? A pact or agreement to end hostilities. The promise says we will know peace. I really, once I understood, I was looking the wrong direction. I was looking for a life filled with happiness and roses and birds singing, when really I'm talking about the end of a violent, dirty, mean, cruel situation in which the very people who had been causing the terribleness of the situation are tired of it. They are giving up. They are surrendering. And to me, my situation was so dire. My body was losing. My mind was losing. They both offered surrender at the same time. My body gave up. My mind gave up. And thank heavens there was a higher power there to accept my surrender. Because I was one step away from suicide, and I'm not joking. I don't want to mention that lightly, but I was one step away from suicide when I surrendered to a power higher than human power and had that surrender accepted, and it did allow me to know peace. There's more on the website, 12drawings.com. Thanks so much for listening.